the Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Suleiman, to be able to take over from there. And then we'll see what happens next. So welcome, Daktari.
Thank you very much, Merab. I seem to be having a bit of challenges where I am with the internet. I hope I'm being heard. You can hear me, Merab?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Otuya, you can hear me. Just in case there's a challenge with the internet, please, you can take over, just to be sure.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. I just want to be sure so that it keeps on, disappearing. So I'm not sure what is the issue. So I welcome all of you, and particularly our new students, to this orientation. And I also welcome you to take this opportunity to welcome you to St. Paul's University, particularly for in the Faculty of Social Sciences. My name is Suleiman Mwangi, and I'm currently serving as the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences. And I think I'll introduce the other colleagues. I would request Dr. Otuya to pray for us. Dr. Otuya? Dr. Otuya, I hope you can hear me.
Dr. Suleiman, we already prayed.
Oh, you did?
We had already prayed, yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. Sorry, it's because of that issue. Yeah, it's because of that issue of the disconnection. And I'm just trying to share my screen. I'm not sure what is happening. I can't see my, I don't know. Do you have my Merab, would you be having my slides?
Yes, I have them.
Or Dr. Otuya, maybe either, any one of you can share. Yeah, I'm trying to share. I don't know what's happening. I'm not allowed to share. I can't see it. When I go to selecting, I'm not seeing it on the screen.
Does Dr. Otuya have them?
I'm not sure what could be the issue is.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, would you mind sharing? Yeah, because I'm trying to share
Merab.
and I can't see the slides, and yet I've opened them. What I'm seeing is the entire screen and it's not bringing that. Yeah.
Let me try.
Kindly, for students, would request that you, on the chart, you indicate your registration number for purposes of record so that we are sure whom we are dealing with, and maybe we also know who attended this orientation. So please kindly, you can be meanwhile writing your registration number. Dr. Otuya, were you able to? You're trying, because I don't know what's happening. I'm not able to share. And kindly, for those sharing the screens, would request that if you can mute your video, the better. I know we need to see you at some point, but I just, to avoid a lot of clogging and disruptions, please just mute your video, both your video and of course the microphone. Except the one who is now talking, that is myself.
Can you see?
On my end, I can't see. I hope we are not too many. I can exit and try and log in once more. I don't think we are that many, so I can be allowed back to sort out that issue. Allow me to do that, because right now I don't know what is the issue. I can't see anything. Let me log out, and then I log in.
Dr. Otuya, we can see. Dr. Otuya? We can see.
You can see.
Yes, we can see the presentation.
Let Dr. Mwangi come, then we see.
Okay.
Dynamics. Pardon? Yes.
Dr. Otuya, I can see it on the screen. Maybe we only need to make it slideshow, because I'm not sure that it's a slideshow. Yeah. Thank you for sorting that one out. I could not see it initially. I think there's a problem somewhere. If not, we can still work with this. I hope the rest can see what is on the screen.
Yes, we can.
Maybe one of the students can confirm.
Yes, we can
By
see
voicing
it.
it out, we know whether you're able to see.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. I think you just enlarged more than 100%. We'll be able to see it. Dr. Otuya, you can hear me?
Yes.
Dr. Otuya?
You are saying that? Yes, I'm trying. Let me go back.
Dr. Otuya?
Yes, I'm trying.
Okay. On the screen for...
You know, it is really...
And I don't know why it's my end that has it's breaking, the voice is breaking, or it's your end.
I'm trying. I think there is a problem.
Okay. If you're just on the screen on your PowerPoint, just enlarge it. The PowerPoint itself. If you open your PowerPoint, just at the bottom, you enlarge it to beyond 100. If not, then we can continue with what you have.
Wow, just continue. But now even the presentation
I'll be
itself,
able to see.
it is hanging. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, let me see whether I'll be able to see mine.
Yes, Dr. Suleiman, it's there now.
Now, maybe perhaps confirm whether you can see.
Yeah, it is there. It is there.
My
Dr.
screen.
Mangi. Hello, it is there. Wow. Today.
Dr. Suleiman, it is there. We can see it.
Oh, you can see. Okay, let me see. Can you see it? It has moved to the second screen, the second slide rather. Has it moved on?
No, it is
your
still
end,
on the first.
or not yet?
No, not yet.
The other slides.
Are you trying to move? Hello, everyone.
Hello,
let us,
Dr. Otuya.
yeah.
My apologies. My internet seems to be having issues.
I've requested Merab to upload so that maybe
Okay.
you can just present here.
Let me just. I think I can do that. It's only that the internet is the one that is giving me that challenge. Okay. Let me just start. I think it's okay. If everybody can see my screen now, you can see it.
Yes, it is coming.
Okay. It's not yet.
It is there.
Not yet. Okay.
We can see Dr. Mwangi.
I don't know what is the problem. This is a unique issue, a unique problem I've not encountered before. So,
Shall I try from my end?
yeah, just try. Just try. Maybe you'll be able to do that. I think you'll solve the problem. Sorry, my apologies. We seem to be having challenges today. I don't know for whatever reasons.
Just.
Merab, are you able to?
Okay, let me try.
I think let me exit once more. I join in once and then I try.
Meanwhile, can I request those who have their videos on to mute so that we don't interfere? Like George Ochako, kindly mute your video. There is some interference in the background. Those who have their videos on, try to mute to avoid the interference. We don't want to be presenting as we see you in your house and busy doing some other things. Kindly mute if you are able, kindly.
Dr. Otuya, can you see it?
I've not seen.
Merab, I can't see, and I'm just wondering what is the problem. Because even for me to share, I can't see the, you know, where you select the window on what to share. I can't see anything there. Rather, I can't see the slides. So I don't know what is the problem. And initially I was able to.
Yeah. I'm trying again.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Dr. Otuya. Hello, Dr. Otuya.
Yes.
Can we call an ICT person? Because I don't know. The screen, when I go to select to share, it is not there. The PowerPoint is not there for me to share. So that's a problem. So I don't know what is the problem. Yeah. And initially I was able to, but now, right now, I can't see it. It's not there for me to share. It's giving me some other things there, entire screen, Firefox indicator. So I'm not sure what is happening.
Well, and Merab, what is the problem?
I can't quite say. I'm just still trying. Just give me a minute, I still see.
Meanwhile, I can respond to some questions. I can see, Nasmiu, you are saying you are confused because the registry has not responded. For those who are changing programs, if you are approved, like if you send to the HOD and you are approved and you have indicated the subjects, just be patient. You are in the right place. Registry will respond. I will follow up with them. And if you are changing, just ensure that the subjects you are taking, you have a C+ and above.
Dr. Otuya, is there anybody helping us? Because now I'm stuck and it's taking too long. Because I don't know what is the problem with the sharing. I've even stopped sharing my video so that I see whether I'll sort out.
Do we have ICT person in here?
I'm not sure.
Hello, Mara.
We have Irene.
Irene?
Yes.
Now I'm stuck. I'm trying to share. I go and select I select the window to share, but when I come to the selection part of it, what to share, I can't see the slides. I'm only seeing Meet, whatever the other windows which are open, Meet, Firefox, entire screen, and all that.
Okay. Can you try to send to my email? I tried from my side. It could be an issue with your side.
Yeah,
Mira,
that's what I'm thinking.
can you send to my email, please?
Okay, let me send your email, Irene,
Okay.
right away.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Dr. Mwangi.
Yes, Dr.
Hello.
Otuya.
Can you see?
Hello, Dr. Otuya.
Can you see the
Yes, sorry?
presentation? Can you see it?
No, I can't see it. I can't see it. I don't know whether are others able to see. Maybe that's the question. Could be it's the problem on my side.
I've said to Irene, she'll sort us out, I believe.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why today we have this kind of a challenge. It's unusual. And we had initially, in fact, was able to share.
And I've uploaded mine.
Okay, I think the problem is if we are all sharing, there will be a
Right.
problem. We can't share many screens at the same point using the same link. So could be that's why even the problem is starting. I think those who are sharing, we stop sharing first. We only have one person sharing. Yeah, because that would help us. Could be that's why the problem is, because we can't share so many screens at the same time.
Okay.
Now I can see yours. Dr. Otuya, yours was coming. I don't know whether you have stopped.
Not yet. Is it still coming?
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped. So I guess the problem is because many of us are sharing. That's where the problem is.
Irene, have you received?
I have received it.
Okay.
Okay. Can I try sharing now? Let me try.
Yeah.
Please
Yes.
try, and maybe the rest of us to stop sharing.
Okay.
Like the one, yeah. We all stop sharing, then perhaps will help.
Meanwhile, maybe we can, the rest of us, we can continue
now,
writing on the chat.
I've seen. Yeah, Irene is able to share now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right.
It's only now it's starting somewhere in the middle, and it's not on slideshow. But if it doesn't work on slideshow, we can. Let's start from the beginning. Irene, you're able to start from the beginning? The first slide. I'm only seeing, I think, the third or fourth slide. I think could be that's the third. Okay, I think we can begin now. Sorry for taking so much time to sort out an issue that we should have sorted out initially. I don't know what the settings were. That's where the problem is. So again, I just welcome each one of us to this meeting. We will take perhaps a shorter time to be able to take you through. If there are questions that you have or any comments that you want to make, please, you can utilize the chats. Dr. Otuya and Caro, please, you can be noting on the chat so that at the end, you can highlight those issues for me to be able to answer, or any one of us who can be able to answer. So I would start by making introductions. I've already said my name is Suleiman Mwangi. I'm currently serving as the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, which houses a number of programs, and we'll be looking at those programs. And with me, I believe I have Dr. Otuya. I'm not sure who is the other one who is in, and perhaps Dr. Otuya, you can say hi. And I know you had already talked a bit. Dr. Otuya.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences and the department. I have seen Anne here also.
Okay. Okay, we'll be introducing them as we move on. We have a number of lecturers in the faculty. We also have another HOD, Dr. Kuria. If somebody perhaps notices when he comes in, perhaps we'll introduce him. So let me start from the beginning. And I believe all the students who are in this call are those students who are in the Faculty of Social Sciences in various programs. And as I've said, I'm currently serving as the Dean of the Faculty. Irene, we can move on to the next one. So I would want to welcome you to, I hope Irene, you've heard me, to welcome you to St. Paul's University, and in particular to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Irene, you have not moved to the second slide. Just click on the second slide, because now I can't do anything and I have to rely on you. Okay, thank you. So I want to welcome you to St. Paul's University and to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Irene, we can be moving on to the next one. And we thank you for making choice of or selecting St. Paul's University to be a university of choice. We have, in the Faculty of Social Sciences, we have a number of programs. There is a bit of noise from Arubia. Arubia, please. Yeah. Okay, I've muted him or her, I think. We have a number of programs in the Faculty of Social Sciences, starting with a PhD in Development Studies. That's one of our programs. We have students who are almost graduating. In fact, by next year, we should be having the first students graduating. Then we have a number of master's programs. We have a Master of Education in Early Childhood Studies, a Master of Development Studies, a Master of Arts in Transformational Leadership, a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology, and we also have a Master of Arts in Sociology, and a Master of Arts in Public Administration, Public Policy. So some of those ones are not already written there, but a number of master's programs we do have. Then we have a number of undergraduate programs, and I believe a number of us are in these programs. We have a Bachelor of Education Arts, we have a Bachelor of Education Special Needs Education, we have a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Development and Education. We also have a Bachelor of Arts in Community Development. We have a Bachelor of Arts in Counseling Psychology, a Bachelor of Arts in Social Work, a Bachelor of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, a Bachelor of Arts in Leadership and Management, and a Bachelor of Arts in Criminology and Security Studies. So those are the bachelor's programs, and I want to believe that those ones who are new students, you could be in either of one of this. Then under that, we have diploma and certificate programs that also have almost the same titles. For instance, we have a Diploma in Education Arts, which is related to the BA Arts in a way, and the rest of the others, and also certificate programs. I'm trying to mute people who, I'm still hearing a bit of noise from some, like Kipto, Kimayo, I've already muted, so that's why we are hearing the background noise. And then we have postgraduate program, Diploma in Higher Education Pedagogy, which I believe we might be having the first students in this program. We are just starting it. And as I had mentioned, we have a number of diploma and certificate programs. Irene, we can move on to the next one. Then in the faculty, we have a number of faculty members. I've already mentioned about myself, so I'll not go into the details, but if you can see the screen, please note the email numbers and the telephone numbers. For the students, please just note that. It's very important when you're communicating so that you're able to communicate using those email numbers and telephone numbers. Then we have two HODs, heads of departments. We have Dr. Petronila Otuya, who is the HOD in charge of Lemuru, also Machakos and Nakuru, those three campuses. She's the programs under Faculty of Social Sciences. She's the one who is in charge. Then we have Dr. James Kuria, who is the HOD Social Sciences in Nairobi campus. So in case you're in Nairobi campus, your HOD is Dr. James Kuria. In case you are registered in Lemuru, you are registered in Nakuru, you are registered in Machakos, then your HOD is Dr. Petronila Otuya. Then we also have our faculty secretaries who help in the work in the faculty. And the first one listed there is Caroline Wambua, who is based in Lemuru campus. And that is the HOD for those ones who are registered in Lemuru, Machakos, and Nakuru. And her email address, you can note that, which is the official email address. I believe you've been informed that as far as the university is concerned, we deal with official emails. So please note her official email address and also her telephone number. Then we have Esther Keiro, who is the departmental secretary in our Nairobi campus. And for those registered in Nairobi campus, Esther will be helping you. You can also note her details in terms of contacts. And then we have Rose Gekunju, who is the Dean's Office Secretary. You can also note the email address that you'll be using in case you're communicating with her. Then under that, we have a number of faculty members, 22 now, faculty members, different faculty members, some of them already in this particular call. You'll be meeting them as we move on because it's a bit difficult to, to be able to meet with all of them, but perhaps towards the end, I'll ask each of them to introduce themselves. Let's move on, Irene, to the next slide. Okay, so I know you've been told so much about SPU, and there's so much that you've been told as to why you made this choice. I want to believe part of the reason as to why you made the selection is because it fitted in one of the things that you are looking for. That's my belief. But just let me highlight a few things. One, the question of Christian values. The fact that it's a chartered university, I think all these have been mentioned to you. The other thing is the fact that all the programs, even the ones under Faculty of Social Sciences, have been approved by the Commission for University Education. So that means that whatever programs you're undertaking, once you complete it, it's a recognized program. Then we have committed and well-qualified faculty, and you'll be able to experience this as you move on. We have common exams, and particularly right now, they are much more prominent because all our students are taking, for example, if you're taking course A, let's say in education, for instance, you're taking a course called Instructional Methods. It doesn't matter whichever campus you're located, whether you're in Limuru, you're in Machakos, you're in Nakuru, you're taking the same course like everybody else. So that is very important for maintaining the standards and ensuring that every student receives the same. Some of the slides. Okay, let me mute. I think that somebody can mute Valerie Cavole. I'm trying to mute her. I'm not able to mute. Valerie Cavole, please. I don't know who can mute her. There's background noise from her and I can't continue. Okay, fine. Thank you. That's already muted. Then we have 4 campuses. Because of COVID, definitely we are not able to be in our campuses, but our campuses, I think you've been mentioned and told about them. The main campus is in Limuru. We have a campus in Nairobi. We have a campus in Machakos and a campus in Nakuru. And if normalcy returns, definitely you'll be based in your respective campus. But I want to believe a good number of the students who are here are to be based in Limuru campus. Then we have facilities and different facilities for different programs. And I think some of these have already been mentioned. Perhaps the only thing I would mention are those ones that are not mentioned in other orientations that you've attended. We have ECD and material development labs in Limuru. We have another one in Machakos and another one in Nakuru. And of course, the other labs that should be mentioned, like ICT labs, the radio studios, which are also available for us, depending on which program you're taking and whether it is that lab is applicable. Then we are using ICT, and particularly right now, ICT is very key. My apologies that at the very beginning we were not able to share the screen. That's not the normalcy. I guess there must have been a problem, a technical issue. But normally that's what we are. So right now we're using ICT to be able to communicate with you. And in fact, even the mode that we are using right now, the Google Meet, is part of that. And then your learning will be through the Moodle platform, either the V-learning or the e-learning, depending on whether you're a distance learning student purely, or you are a full-time student, or other modes, you'll be under the V-learning platform. Then for those who have visited Limuru campus, and I would urge you to visit Limuru campus in particular, and even the other campuses, but particularly Limuru campus where we have enough space, you'll notice that the environment is well maintained. And I want to believe even the other campuses is the same. We can move on, Irene. Thank you. So in the programs that we offer under the Faculty of Social Sciences, under normal circumstances, you'll either be a full-time student, that means you're a regular student coming in during regular semesters, and we have normally a trimester system, a trimester running from January to April, and the other one running from May to August, another one running from somewhere end of August to December. But because we are not under normal circumstances, definitely all of us are under the e-learning or V-learning platform. Then we have the school-based, or what we call the blended learning program, mainly for those who are taking education. So under normal circumstances, if we return to normalcy, some of you will be under that. We have modular, particularly for MDS program. We have open distance and e-learning for those who are purely under that particular mode. We also have the weekend mode for those who are in those respective areas, particularly in Nakuru campus and a bit in Machakos campus. And we have also the evening program, particularly for those of us in Nairobi campus in particular, and also Nakuru campus. So the semesters, the beginning of the year is from September to December. So this is the academic year. The academic year has started now, and it will end somewhere in August. We can move on, Irene. So I had already mentioned about the programs, but let me just highlight a few things about the eligibility, just for the sake of you knowing about this. By virtue of the fact that you are admitted, it means you met this basic criteria. Please note, what I'm going to mention is the basic criteria for admission to the different programs. You may have somebody who is interested, and you may need to mention to the person. So for PhD programs, definitely the PhD that we have is development studies. You must have a related master's program. For example, a Master of Development Studies. For master's programs, depending on which masters that you're interested in, you must have an upper second class honors in a related field. And if you must have an upper second for you to be able to be admitted directly. But if you have a lower second, then you must have had 2 years experience after graduating for you to be admitted to the respective master's program. Then for postgraduate diploma in higher education pedagogy, you must have a bachelor's degree. So for this one, any bachelor's degree, you're eligible to join the postgraduate diploma in higher education. Now, who are the people targeted for this program? Are people who are teaching in tertiary institutions, like colleges, for instance, maybe computer colleges, for instance, or any other colleges that we have within the country, and TVET institutions. And you did not take education as the first degree, then you can take the postgraduate diploma in higher education pedagogy. Then for undergraduate programs, the minimum requirement is a C+ aggregate at KCSE level, and the required subject clusters for those in government sponsored, definitely under KUCCPS, this was one of the requirements, and that's why you are selected to the respective program. But let me emphasize, for education in particular, for those who are doing B.Ed Arts, in particular, you must have had that C+ plus a C+ in the two teaching subjects that you're selecting. So that's very key. So please note at the very beginning, and I'm emphasizing on this because I have noted a case of somebody wanting to change when they have already taken a particular subject and they did not have a C+. So please note, you must have had a C+ aggregate minimum, and then you have a C+ in the two teaching subjects. And we'll be mentioning this as we move on. There are different combinations of subjects depending on what we are offering as a university. So that's very key. Then for diploma programs, you must have had a C plane at KCSE or its equivalent. And even in the case of the undergraduate, it's equivalent. And I'm saying equivalent because there are some who have done A-levels and maybe could be within this country or even outside this country, like those ones who come from Tanzania or Uganda, you did A-level. So if the equivalent of that can be considered. Then for diploma programs, you must have had a C plane. But let me say this, for education arts, even though you have a C plane, you must have a C+ in the two teaching subjects. So that's very key. And please also note that in case you have a C, if you're doing a diploma in education arts, please note that you cannot have credit transfers. You can only have credit transfers if you have a C+. That is a requirement by TSC. So if you have you're taking a diploma, you had a C plane, please note you cannot get credit transfers when you join in for a degree program. So that's very key, and that includes even for the B.Ed ECD. If you already have a diploma in ECD, you cannot get credit transfers unless you had a C+ at Form 4 level, which is very important. Then for certificate programs, the minimum requirement is a D+ for the various certificate programs. Irene, we can move on to the next slide. Okay, so the total number of units that you take in each of the programs depends on on the program that you are taking. For those taking education programs, B.Ed Arts, B.Ed ECD, the minimum requirement is 50 units by the time you finish, inclusive of TP. TP takes two courses. So when you remove TP, it means you take 48 courses in class, and you take TP, which is equivalent to 2 courses, and that makes 50. So B.Ed Arts, B.Ed ECD, 50 minimum. But that doesn't mean you cannot take more than that. But definitely the minimum and the required. Please note, minimum but the required. So you can have the minimum, but you've not taken the required, and therefore you need to follow strictly your roadmap, the courses that you're supposed to take. For SNE, those who have registered, and I believe majority of us are in the secondary option, the minimum requirement is 58 courses. So that means In your case, when the rest are taking 6 courses per semester, you'll be taking 7 courses per semester. So please note that difference. So you're taking 7 courses for B.Ed SNE, for B.Ed Arts, B.Ed DCD, you'll be taking 6 units as the rest of the other programs. But for B.Ed SNE, you're taking 7 courses per semester. So that in the end, each of you will complete within 8 semesters, assuming everything okay, you've passed all the areas, you've attended all the semesters, you take 8 semesters to complete. Now for community development, counseling psychology, criminology, social work, peace and conflict studies, the minimum number of units you take is 48 courses, inclusive of the attachment in this case. So attachment is 2 units. So if you remove 2 units, that means you have 46 units that you sit for in class, or you attend class for those ones, and then you have attachment, which is equivalent to 2 units. So, and again, you'll take 6 units per semester. Then for Bachelor of Arts in Leadership and Management, which is also in our faculty, sorry, I had not mentioned this earlier on, the total number of units, the minimum is 46 units. So please again note that, including the attachment. Then for master's programs, you'll take 2 years, but it varies from one, then the total number of units varies from one program to the other. And because of time, I'll not go into the details of each. You'll get roadmaps, you'll be able to see which program you're taking. If you have questions, please, you can ask the HODs and the respective program leaders in your respective area, whom you're going to meet very soon. Then for PhD programs, the minimum you take is 3 years. Definitely, we don't have a PhD person here. I want to believe so. We can move on, Irene. Okay, so for the September to December 2020, and I believe this is something that has been mentioned to you, all the students are taking their courses through the either V-Learning platform or the e-learning platform. And I believe this was differentiated for you. For those who will be under the e-learning platform is in case you are registered as a distance learning student from the very beginning. Now, there are those who are either full-time students, or you are modular students, you are school-based students, you are weekend students, etc. Then all those will be under the V-Learning platform. The V-Learning, the key word here, V-Learning, it just means it's a way of differentiating the two platforms that we are using. But all of them are using what we call the Moodle platform. And I believe this was already explained to, and I want to assume it was explained. If it was not, and there's something that you need clarification on, please, you can ask, please note it on the chat. Then what does that mean? It means that all the materials that we are going to use and all the teaching and learning will be under that platform. So lecturers will upload course outlines, will upload reading materials, will also upload links to different references, and even some of the references. We'll also upload activities and assignments, including even the exam at the end of the semester will be under that platform. So that means you must be able to access that platform. If you have challenges with this, please consult ICT early enough. Consult the department. If you're not able to get to the ICT, please, the email for ICT, and I believe they shared with you the respective emails, but the first contact, please contact the HOD in your respective department so that you're able to be helped. In this case, can channel that information to the right person. But please note, everything will be under that Moodle platform. However, in terms of communication, we can communicate through emails, but for purposes of teaching and learning, like for example, uploading assignments, you don't send an assignment through an email. You send all assignments, you upload them through that platform. We are not accepting any other mode. So please note that from the very beginning. So it's important for us to note that. Now, there will be virtual classes. Virtual classes means holding classes just the same way I'm doing right now, where I'm sharing with all of you. So there will be classes that will be held, but those classes will be under what you call the big blue button, which is an application, a conferencing application, which is within the Moodle platform. It's ingrained within the Moodle platform, and the respective lecturers will be sharing when each of those classes will be, and you'll be able to get the communication through the Moodle platform, and even your emails will alert you. Irene, it has disappeared, what you're sharing. Okay, thank you. So there will be those virtual classes. Now, however, there could be some classes and maybe some meetings that will be under the Google Meet, just like we are doing, or Zoom. But all our virtual classes, we are insisting they should be under the big blue button, because we want to ensure that we have a way of controlling and managing those classes. Please ensure that you register for the courses. You have booked those units. I know for first years, This is being done for you by registry, but in the subsequent semesters, please ensure that you do book those units, you register for them, and you pay for them, and therefore you are fully registered as a student for you to access. Now, what happens is that the minute you book the units and you pay for them, your name appears in the lists of those under the different mode platforms, like the learning platform. So you don't need again to register there. So your name will be just automatically appear there once you have fully registered. I believe registry has taken you through the issues of registration. I do not dwell on that much. Then the other thing that I would want to emphasize on, please ensure that you attend all trainings required, for example, on how to use the Moodle platform and the different trainings that will be there, how you use the e-learning and etc. Please access to library, for example, how you access the library materials remotely. Again, when those ones are done, please ensure that you attend them, because everything will be done through those different ICT enhanced applications. And it's very important that you understand and you are able to do it and do it in the right way. So please ensure you do that. The other thing I would want to emphasize, please ensure that everything that you do, and it is through the right mechanisms that are required. If it's teaching and learning, uploading your assignments, etc., it is through the Moodle platform. And that is the same thing that's required of lecturers. So if a lecturer is asking you to send via email, please let the HOD know about it, because everything must be within the Moodle platform, either V-learning or e-learning. So please ensure that. Also ensure that you have access, you can log in, so you have your passwords, you have your usernames, etc., and they are correct at each and every point. If there are challenges, again, you seek for help in that case. So please ensure that you activate your SPU email address and the rest. Irene, we can move on. Okay, in terms of measurement and evaluation, currently for this semester, you'll take cuts that will be out of either 70. If you're doing bachelor's programs, the total will be out of 70. And if you're doing postgraduate programs, it will be out of 60. And then the end of semester, which we are calling the open book exam, will be out of 30. Now, there will be 3 cuts, minimum 3 cuts. So let me say minimum 3 cuts, which will total to 70. And you have a final exam, that is if you are taking bachelor's programs and below, undergraduate programs rather, even diploma and certificate programs, to be out of 70. And then you have, if you're taking postgraduate, to be out of 60, but there will be a minimum of 3 cuts. There could be more than 3, depending on the particular course. Some courses, like for example, if it's a language, may require more than 3. So the minimum is 3, but the total will be out of 70. Then you do an open book exam, which will be out of 30 or 40, and the total in this case would be 100%. Now, for other courses like practicums, teaching practice, research project, they are not evaluated on that basis of 70-30. They'll be evaluated out of 100. And the pass mark is 50% for those ones. Now, for the others, the pass mark is 40% for the regular courses that you take, if you are taking undergraduate programs. But if you're taking postgraduate programs, the pass mark is 50%, irrespective of which course you're taking. There may be changes, assuming we are able to open before December, for example, and we're able to sit in for regular exams. There could be changes. So we should be open to those changes. But basically, for now, that's what we are offering. If we are able to open, but I know this semester we cannot be able to open. Perhaps we'll open in January if all goes well. I've already talked about assignments. Please ensure that you submit them within deadlines. And if it's an exam, to avoid situations that I've seen today, if a deadline is put, please don't send your assignment the last minute. Last minute always have challenges. Either there's no power, or you're like me today, when I had issues, internet challenges at the beginning, and you can imagine if I was to upload an assignment and it's 10 minutes to, I would have been locked out. So start uploading way before, so that if there's a problem, you can solve the problem way before. We have had challenges, and we don't want to get into those challenges with you. So please, let's ensure that we do it and do it the right time. We can move on, Irene. Okay, if you have taken a diploma program or you have taken a degree program and it's in a relevant area, and you are now taking a bachelor's program and you want to take to have credit waivers, you can make that application of credit waivers, or sometimes what we call credit transfers in our context, but they are normally waivers. And the way you apply those waivers, please, you fill in a form, and that will be applicable. You can consult the HODs, also registry in this case. You get that form, but particularly the HODs and secretaries in the department. You get that form, you fill in the form, and you attach copies of certificates and transcripts for the diploma that you've undertaken or the bachelor's that you've undertaken. Please note, this is only applicable to bachelor's programs, not diploma, not certificate. So if you're taking a bachelor's program right now and you had already finished another program, a diploma program, or another, perhaps a bachelor's program, or perhaps you are done halfway or whatever, you can apply for credit transfers so long as it is applicable. Now, once you make an application, which is only done the first semester you enter, then we'll consider that as a department, and it will come to the faculty and eventually to go to the Senate, which is the final authority to approve those credit transfers. Once they are approved, you get a notification or a letter showing which courses were transferred. Please note, transfers is not wholesale, it is per course. And there's a minimum requirement. You must have had a particular grade. I think a C, a minimum of a C, I think a B or a C. Perhaps Dr. Tio can remind me on that bit, depending, because it varies from one program to the other, but there's a minimum grade for each of the courses that you take. So please note, transfer is per course, not per program. And note also what I had said earlier on. In case you are taking a bachelor's program and you had taken, Bachelor of Education Arts, for instance, or Bachelor of Education ECDE or Special Needs Education, and you had taken a diploma initially, you can only be considered for credit transfers if you had a C+ aggregate at Form 4 level. If not, then transfers are not applicable. So it's important for us to note, and that's a requirement by Teacher Service Commission. And to avoid you not being registered, for those who are taking those programs, it's important that we notice that and we adhere to it. Now, transfers can only be done up to a maximum of 49% of the total units for the course which you are registered for. So for instance, if you're taking a course that has 50 units, like the B.Ed Arts, it means therefore that we can only transfer a maximum of 23 units. And I'm saying 23 because remember I said TP is 2 units. TP is never registered, is never transferred. So to that extent, because TP is not transferred and you'll be remaining with 48 units, we can only transfer 23, which is around 49%. So 23 units, please note that. So it's not every unit that is transferred. It's up to a maximum of 49%. That is as per the Commission for University Education Regulations. Then once the transfers are done and you get that letter, please note those transfers are payable. And you pay, per course, you pay 3,000 shillings. So if, for instance, you have 10 courses transferred, that tells you that the amount that you're going to pay to the university is 30,000 shillings. And please note, once the letter comes, that same letter goes to finance, and finance bills you. So that's why you'll find, for example, next semester, assuming you apply transfers now and it's done by the end of December, by the time you're coming back, you'll notice there will be an amount added to you, to the normal fees that you pay that are related to credit transfers. I'm saying this because sometimes students raise issues. Why is it that I'm being charged now? Please note, the minute you apply, there will be that requirement for you to pay that amount of money. So please note that. We can move on, Irene. I think the rest of the things I had already mentioned. Okay. Now, for practicums and attachments, now I want to mention about those ones. In particular, if you're taking a bachelor's program, you'll take that practicum or attachment in your third year, either midway third year or at the end of third year. Normally, it's supposed to be at the end of third year, but sometimes, because of depending on when people are admitted, especially those ones who are admitted normally in April and May, sometimes they take it in the middle of third year, after the first semester, third year. But in your case, all of you, assuming everything working very well, you should apply it after third year. That means after sixth semester, assuming you've been taking all the units required. Now, that is the general application. Now, you cannot apply if you have not met the requirements. You may be in your sixth semester, but you've not met the requirements for practicum and attachments. For instance, for teaching practice, as a good example, you must have done certain courses, a number of units. For instance, you must have done the 2 subject methods for you to be applicable to do, to do teaching practice. That means even if you have reached your 6th semester and you've not done those units, you cannot be allowed to go for teaching practice. So please note that. So that's a general requirement. Third year, before your 4th year. Now, if you're taking diploma program, in this case, it will be normally after your 3rd semester. Normally, it will be after your 3rd semester, depending on which diploma program you're taking. So please note that. And there are also requirements for you to be able to take. For example, for those taking education programs, you must have done certain courses, like I've mentioned, instructional methods, the 2 subject methods. You must have done micro-teaching, for instance, that is normally done at the end of the year, which is November. For instance, right now, we are going to have micro-teaching. That is micro-teaching simply means where you teach your colleagues a simulated exercise, where you teach your colleagues assume the role of learners in the respective area, which you're being trained for. For instance, if you're taking a B.Ed Arts, your colleagues will assume to be students in a high school or secondary school, and you'll be the one teaching them. And it normally takes a short period of time, a maximum of 10 minutes. And that's normally taken at the end of in November, in this case. You'll get more information on this. For the other attachments, for the other respective programs, there are certain requirements that you require. For example, there's a logbook that you get, and you fill in that logbook, and it's also supposed to be filled by your supervisors, and that logbook is supposed to be handed in to the respective assessor or supervisor who is allocated to you. For teaching practice, it's slightly different. You don't get a logbook. We visit your school to see how you're teaching, and a minimum of 3 times that we come to your school. So please, we'll get more information because I can't provide everything right now. We can move on, Irene. Okay, so what do you expect from us? From us, you would expect quality in all we do. And my apologies once more. We did not depict that quality at the very beginning because of our system issues, technicalities with internet and the like, but you expect quality in all we do. If for any reason you find something is not going right, please consult. And you can tell the HOD, please be kind. We in the university, we talk of dialogue. We help each other, we communicate, we say where it's not working or something that's not working, please communicate. It's very important. But we strive to ensure that you achieve and you get the quality in all that we do. Timeliness in terms of services, for example, if you send an email to me and you find that I'm not responding, then either there's a problem, because normally I respond to emails almost instantly when I receive them. And the same case applies to all of us in the university. So in case there's a problem, you sent an email, it was not seen, please inquire again. If it's not responded to, there are certain timelines for that. Then we expect that the programs you're undertaking will make a difference in your own life. Now, normally I tell students, if you're taking a program, please ask yourself, did you make a choice of that program? Are you interested in the career it is leading you to? So, and sometimes it may appear like, and I've said this to a number of students, especially those ones in education, which is my area, that if, for instance, you are not aiming to be a teacher and you really are not aiming at being a teacher, the best thing is actually to avoid being there, to take that course, because you'll be frustrated and you'll frustrate others. But you need to ask yourself that question, do I really want, and what does it entail? So that you take a career that you are interested in. Now, our hope is that if that is the case and you have that passion, the programs you are going to undertake will make a difference in your life. I normally give an example and I say, if you go through the 4 years and you are the same individual who started, such that when we come to your institution, for example, for those who are teachers, or even those others who are in the other programs, and there's no difference that you've made, then your education is all meaningless, so to speak. It's only individual. It's only you who knows about it. The rest of the society doesn't know anything about it. The society will only know about it if the minute you make a difference in their own lives. Then expect that we'll adhere to professionalism, which are some of our values, integrity, issues of equity, and partnership. Move on. Let's move on, Irene. Now, what do we expect from you? We expect that you're going to work hard, you're going to earn genuine results. I'll emphasize on that bit of genuine results. Why? Because there are some instances or a few cases we've noted where people copy paste from somewhere, what we call plagiarism. For instance, you'll be given an assignment and you go and download somewhere. In fact, in one case, and maybe not in this faculty in particular, students were doing an exam, what you call the open book exam. And one of the students just copied from another, just changed the name. Now, that's not what we call genuine results. It must be genuine. It is from you. It is you who is doing the work. It's very important. So that's what we stand for, integrity in all that we do. So please ensure you work hard and you earn those genuine results. Please ensure that you follow your university rules, regulations, and policies, including deadlines. We normally say that ignorance is no defense, so don't make an argument that you do not know. Please ensure that you understand what are the rules as far as my program is concerned, what are the rules as far as the university is concerned, and policies, all of them, whether they're academic or non-academic, please ensure that you adhere to them. As I had mentioned earlier on, register for all the courses. Please note it is your responsibility to make that registration. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's only right now that registry is doing it on your behalf as a first year. But as we continue, it is your responsibility to book those units through your portal, and you pay for the fees that's required and within the deadlines that are given so that you don't have challenges. Ensure that is done. Strictly follow your program structure. This is very important. I talked about roadmaps. Please consult HODs regarding that, particular roadmaps that you need to follow. And roadmap means the specific courses that you're supposed to undertake in your respective program. So ensure that you get one and you're able to follow that program from beginning to the end so that you don't get confused. You don't listen to another colleague of yours or somebody else who is confusing and tell you to take a course which you're not supposed to take. Please ensure you follow that roadmap. Observe all deadlines. I've talked about this. For example, in handling assignments, booking your units, paying your fees, etc., etc. Consult lecturers and your HODs, as well as campus coordinators, and even the dean himself, myself in particular, or even the secretaries in the offices where they are, in case you get into challenges or issues that you need to consult on, not necessarily challenges, something you want to know. Please, it's important so that you don't stick with a problem or a challenge and you're not able to sort yourself out. Please, we are there to serve you. You can consult through emails. Please note it's official emails. So all our official emails, they're important. If it's telephones, you can call, you can text. There's no problem with that. Irene, we can move on. Okay, some basic reminders. I think you can visit our SPU website and social sites. We are available on Facebook. We are available on Twitter. And I think those are the main ones that we have in terms of social sites. And we'll be communicating, there will be information that we'll communicate in those particular fora. Then check for various academic policies in the SPU website. You'll get a number of, quite a number of them, and you'll get information regarding the institution. I've talked about sticking to the deadlines. I don't want to emphasize on that. Study smartly and focus on quality work. And please, since you are now part and parcel of SPU, tell another about SPU. We talk of, our motto is your university of choice. So the point at the end of the day is that we need to make this institution better than we found it. And that's what we are trying, all of us. And I would seek you and urge you to also make it better than you found it so that whoever will come thereafter will be in a better position and will find a better institution. Irene, I think we can move on. And with that, I would want to end my presentation there and tell you you feel most welcome. As I've said, we, as the Faculty of Social Sciences, will do our best in ensuring that we give you the very best that we can offer. In this case, where we fall short, as I mentioned, please raise it up with us in a kind way, and we'll be able to pick it up. As I said, we don't argue, we don't fight, we just help each other in terms of making ourselves better. So even ourselves, we are not better. We are not saying we are the very best, but where we fall short, please tell us, email us, maybe call us or text us and tell us something is not going right here, and we'll be able to take it up and rectify. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best and a pleasant study as within the institution. I think with that, I can pick out any questions that may be there. Thank you, Irene, for that help. If there are questions, Dr. Otuya, maybe we can go on one after the other.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Mwangi.
Dr. Otuya.
We can start with the one. Some have been responding to them. One of them is someone does not understand. You are talking about a roadmap. What is a roadmap? So maybe you just explain what it is and how they get it through. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, a roadmap, the key, as the word suggests there, is the route that you'll take to finally graduate with whatever program you're undertaking. What that means is that it is what you call the course structure or program structure. It is what shows all the courses that you're undertaking in your, or you're supposed to undertake in your program. So like I've mentioned, if your program, you're supposed to take 48 units or 50 units, that roadmap will show course 1, 2, 3, 4, from the beginning of the semester to the end, the first semester to the 8th semester. What courses should you be taking in the first semester? What courses should you be taking in the second semester, third semester? That's what it will show. Now, let me also say something here. It's not necessarily that all the courses in first semester are the ones that you'll undertake, because sometimes things happen and we interchange them. But the thing is, that course must appear on that roadmap, whether it's in the second semester or first semester. For example, first year. You may take a course in second semester which does not require prerequisite, but in your first semester, but it's listed under second semester. But the key thing is the roadmap shows all the courses that you'll take in your program. That's what shows the course title and the course code for each of them, and arranged in terms of semesters up to the end of the program. Thank you, and I hope I've answered that.
Okay, we have had also a number of questions on the chat,
yes.
but we have been responding to them, especially concerning the combination. Maybe just to make it clear, we do not have pure sciences in education.
Yes.
I have seen a number asking for maths, chemistry, physics, and all that.
Okay,
and
thank
so
you. Thank you.
Just to clarify that, and one of the students is wondering, you have been talking about the BBB, the big blue button. What is it?
Okay, thank you. The big blue button is a web conferencing application. It works the same way like the Google Meet, which we are using right now. So please note, it's the same mechanism like what we are using. It's only that it's a different application, a bit slightly different features, but it works the same way like the Google Meet. Now, it is intertwined or ingrained, so to speak, with what we are calling the Moodle platform. So once you register for those units, the ones you've registered, and you log into the Moodle platform, your lecturer, for example, assuming if I'm your lecturer, and I want to have a class next week, like the way we are having now, this discussion, and it's a normal class where I can see you, you can see me, or you can hear me, not necessarily maybe see me, but you can hear me. And of course, even the video should be there. I'm able to teach that class virtually from wherever you are, just the same way I would teach in a face-to-face session. So that's what we are calling the big blue button, BBB, in this case. So it's the same mechanism, and the example I would give is the Google Meet, which we are using right now. I hope that has answered that, but your lecturers are the ones to schedule those classes under the big blue button using the Moodle platform. And you'll get an email notification telling you you have a class, maybe let's say Monday next week at this particular time. And at that point, you log in to the Moodle platform and you click on the big blue button, you'll see virtual class, you log in on it, and definitely if you are registered students, you have logged in, so you can have access to it. Thank you. I hope I've answered that. Dr. Otia?
Yes, and IT, I know we have ICT represented here. Maybe they can be able to respond to those who are saying they have a challenge logging into the portal, so they can be assisted with that. And the issue of subjects.
Okay, let me maybe for clarification on that bit of ICT, yes. Irene may be able to respond. I don't know what mechanisms are there to help the new students as of now. Perhaps Irene, if you could respond to that, where they need to address, if it's an email or something.
Okay, for the new students, they were being uploaded in the Active Directory automatically. But in case anyone is not uploaded, they just let an email, and we are going to create their account manually.
So which email address do they use to write?
Let me let it here on the chat.
Okay, please check on the chat. For those who have asked that question, check on the chat the email address Irene is going to write, the email that you're going to use for ICT. Dr. Otia, maybe allow me to mention something about the subject combinations that you, just to clarify, and I know you had answered, I've not checked on the charts, you had answered on this. Just to emphasize on this, we don't have pure sciences, so therefore issues like chemistry, biology, physics, we don't have those subjects, but we have mathematics and we have geography in this case. So you can take a combination of maths, geography, for example, or you can take maths, business. So for those who are asking that, perhaps that would help in terms of clarifying. So in case you never took, like, let's say geography, you have an option of business, assuming you took business. In case you did not take business and you took geography, and you have a C+ and above, you can also take geography and mathematics. Now, let me also say that there are some situations where and we have had a case like this one, where somebody took maths and history. It's actually a unique combination. You may have challenges. Let me not say you not have, because people will not understand it. But the fact is that student is actually graduating this year. And in fact, interestingly enough, he went to a school for junior teaching practice, which I went to see him, and he found another teacher who is an old teacher for over 20 years, who had also maths and history as a subject. So in case, but that is an extreme case. In case you're not able to get and you're interested in history and the mathematics, we can still look at it, and maybe we need to consult with you as an individual, and we see why you are taking that subject. But it's a unique combination. Thank you. I think Dr. Otuya have answered that.
Yes, and
is there another question?
Also to add on that, we have posted the email on the chat, my email address. Yes. For those who still have challenges with their combination, you can write and maybe attach your I'm calling it result slip. To enable us advice so that we can advise you. Then for this, just another clarification.
Yeah, but let me also say, Dr. Otuya, let me also say that the subject combination depends on your choice.
Yes.
It is you to make a choice. So please, it's not us to tell you, take maths and geography. You must be having that in mind, that this is a subject I want to take, or these are the subjects I want to take. So please, as you write, please indicate what is your preference. First option, second option, for example, so that we can advise on the basis of that. Thank you. For those who are taking education, be that in particular. For ECD, there will be no subject combination in this case. SNE, there will be subject combinations. But if you're taking that secondary option you're talking about, and be that. But ECD, we don't have subject combination. You take everything. Dr. Otuya, you can move on.
James, I think James has written many times. I just want to assure James that once you write an email, we'll assist you. So don't be so worried about the subject. Just write an email. We'll be able to help you.
I hope you noted the emails. I hope they noted the emails which I had provided in the first slides. Maybe
I put on the chat. We put on the chat and we can still put it there. And so what I also wanted to say is that as you are joining, registry has booked for you the units. And you may realize registry has booked for you the units you don't intend to take. Please don't just attend classes until the end, then you start raising issues that they booked for me maths, yet I'm taking Kiswahili history. So ensure you have the correct units for your the subjects for your combination. And in case you realize you have been booked for units that are not in your combination, you kindly alert us so that registry can change for you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Otuya. I hope it means they write to your email and Carol's email in that case, for those who are taking it. Okay, but even for the rest of the other sub whatever, you can write depending on which area. So either if you are based, you are supposed to be based in Nairobi, because there could be students based in Nairobi. Those ones you write to Dr. Kuria and also to Esther. And for those ones, assuming a normal circumstances, you're supposed to be based in Limuru, or based in Nakuru, or based in Machakos. Those are the ones who write to Dr. Otuya and Carol. But you can also write to Rose Gekunju, who is in the Dean's office, who will be able to help you. Thank you, Dr. Otuya. Any other?
There was a concern. Someone was wondering, is this Faculty of Social Sciences only for education? But I think I responded and just want to clarify. The programs the Dean mentioned, all of them belong to this faculty. So the person who was community development, you are not misplaced. You are in the right place.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know whether they were there at the very beginning when I started, and I even talked about those other programs at the very beginning. If you noted some of the slides, I even indicated I was mentioning them. Perhaps the only reason is that for mentioning education is because there are certain unique characteristics of education which I needed to emphasize on. Not that education is the only one. There are those other programs as well in the faculty. Thank you, Doctor.
There is a question from Shadrach Kimuyu, who is saying, please provide some guide on how to select units during registration. This is because from the roadmap, there is some mix-up. Some units I did last semester were for this semester. I mean, are you a new student?
Is that a new student? That's what I'm asking myself. Okay, so maybe in that case, I would request that he writes to you with the specifics. Let him write to you with specifics and copy me in. We'll be able to respond in a specific way.
So a question, when are the units registered going to be uploaded in the student portal?
Okay, now I don't understand what that question is. Does it mean the materials uploaded in the students portal or what? Does the student perhaps want to note about the materials uploaded? Now classes are supposed to start on 7th. Ideally from 7th. So it means lecturers are supposed to start uploading materials from next week. But in case you don't find materials, perhaps by the end of that week, first week, that's when you notify the HOD that you're not able to get any materials. There's nothing uploaded for a course A or course B. So the HOD will pick it up, the matter at that point. If that's the question, what the question was about, I'm assuming. But once you register, they are registered and you're registered as a student, please, and you have paid your fees, that means full registration is done. That's the 40% or 50%, depending on how much, or even 100%, but the minimum, as you are informed, normally is 40%. Then in that case, your name appears on the class register. And once the name appears on the class register, your name will appear on the Moodle platform, either V-Learning or e-learning platform. So your name will appear there. So you don't need to do another registration if that's the question again. But lecturers need to upload materials, course outlines, the materials for reading, references, issues of assignments, activities. Okay. Somebody's mic is on. I don't know who it is. Okay. Dr. Otuya, we can move on. I don't know whether there's any other.
Someone is asking, they want to know the units to register and how will they know? Someone is making, is it Kipto or who? Anyway,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the units, just to remind us that registry, as the dean had said, registry will be registering or booking for each student, new student, the units. And we have given them the units as per your specialization, your subject areas. So they will book for you, and then in future you'll be booking yourself. So you will find them in your portal. And that's why I was saying, if you go to your portal and you find you are a history CRE and you have been booked for maybe geography, Kiswahili, you need to write an email immediately to the HOD and registry so that we change for you. Thank you.
Okay, I think that answers the question on how to know the units are registered. Please log into your portal. Once you log into your portal, you'll notice you'll get to see which units are booked for you. That's how you get to know which units are booked, because you're not the ones booking, it's the registry that's doing for you. So you log in, you'll be able to get the units that you are booked in. Now, there's another question, Dr. Otuya, I'm just reading. Has anyone formed any community development group? I'm not sure what the student means, Daniel, but there are many students who are taking development studies. So I'm not sure what that means. Dr. Otuya?
No, I think they are forming groups on this chat for the various subjects. I think that is what they are asking for. And then I've seen several questions about maths IT. Yes, we have maths IT specialization.
Yeah. So long as you took computer science, and I mean in your KCSE, or alternatively you had mathematics and you had a grade, I think it's a B+ and above, TSE accepts, and you had taken physics. In that case, you had taken physics,
yeah,
you had taken mathematics. If you had taken the two subjects, you can take computer IT. But if you do not take physics, please note you cannot take IT unless you have taken computer studies at Form 4 level. Now, I think there was a question on subject combinations. Now, that's a range of subject combinations. We may not list all of them here, but let me just highlight a few things. You can do English literature. English you don't do within a subject, you only do with literature. So English literature. Kiswahili you can combine with a number of things. You can combine Kiswahili with business. You can combine Kiswahili with geography, with history, with CRE, etc. CRE, you can combine with geography, you can combine with history, you can combine with Kiswahili, as I had mentioned earlier on. What's the other subject? Business, you can combine with mathematics, or you can combine with geography. For example, you can even combine with CRE, you can combine. So there are different combinations. I think the best thing is to ask the specific one that you want and whether it's applicable. I think that's the best thing, so that we don't address each one of them depending, and that depends on whether you did it at Form 4 level. So please note that in terms of combinations. Thank you. I know there are many things.
We still have many of the students asking about agriculture, biology.
No, those ones we said we don't have pure sciences. So agriculture, biology, we don't have them. Please, we don't have those ones. We don't have pure sciences. Please note that. We only have maths and geography. In this case, if you have to look at the science area in that way, but and in our context, we don't look at them as sciences. We look at them from the side of arts. Maths can be both an art and a science. Geography can also be both an art and a science. So on our side, it's on the art side. Okay. Now, somebody is asking, how long will lectures take? Now, each of the courses is given a credit hour of 3 hours. But it doesn't mean that the virtual class will take 3 hours. Some of the lecture hours, in fact, we encourage that they take 1.5 hours maximum. But as I said, there will be activities on the Moodle platform. So there will be a lot of work that is posted on the Moodle platform, activities you do as a group, even though you're at a distance from each other. You post, you research, you post, you comment on other people's work. That will occupy a lot of more of the time. So please note, a virtual class, the maximum it will take is about 3 hours, each of the virtual classes, depending on when it's scheduled. And each of the lecturers will schedule, depending on the timetables and agreements with the respective students. So it will not take a whole day, because somebody was asking whether it's taking a whole day. It doesn't take a whole day. It also depends on the number of units you're taking. For instance, if I have 2 units today, then I'll have 2 virtual classes, for example. I may have 2 virtual classes today. If I'm taking 3, then maybe today I may have 3, and they are distributed within the week from Monday to Saturday, depending. I hope I've answered that. Yeah.
Maybe also clarify on this combination of English literature. I'm seeing someone is asking, can she take English literature and CRA?
No. You only take English and literature alone. You don't take with any other subject. It is English and literature. Please note, for those taking those teaching subjects, any of the teaching subjects, the minimum number of units you take in each teaching subject is 16 units. So you take 16 units in literature, 16 units in English. If you're taking Kiswahili and geography, 16 units is Kiswahili, 16 units in geography. I hope we have...
So, maybe further clarification. English, literature go together. So because yes, I've seen someone ask if you can take English and the CRA.
No. You don't take with another subject. English is with literature alone. They don't go with any other. Okay, so the chemistries we set up, we don't have chemistry. Please note, Cecilia Waswa, please, we don't have chemistry. We mentioned about that earlier on. Kiswahili business is okay. Nasmiu Wafula, Kiswahili business is okay. Kipto is asking whether we offer Isimu Jamii. Isimu Jamii is part of the Kiswahili courses you'll take. Okay, it's part of those Kiswahili courses. So it's one of the courses. So you'll take 16 units in Kiswahili. Part of those units are related to Isimu Jamii. Okay, maths and music. We don't have music, Kimberly. We don't have music as a teaching subject as of now. So, but maths is there. So please note that. Kiswahili only, no, you cannot take Kiswahili only because you will not be registered anywhere by TSC. Kiswahili is normally taken with another subject. Unfortunately, it's not like the way English is. Special education, yes, you can take special needs education and you take the 2 teaching subjects. For example, you can do B.Ed, SNE, and you take English literature. That's why I said, for those taking special needs education, your courses are more. You take a total of 58 units, as opposed to those taking B.Ed arts, who will take a total of 50. So that's why each of you will be taking 7 units for those taking B.Ed, SNE, compared to the B.Ed arts, and ECD would be taking 6 units, and the rest of the programs like social work, community development, etc., who are taking 6 units. We don't have PE, so Christine Moses, please, we don't have PE.
English communication.
Life skills, I don't know about life skills. I don't have anything to do with life skills. We don't have it. So please note that. But we
Also,
have clubs. We have clubs where life skills can be taught. So please, you can join clubs when we return to normalcy rather. Yes, Dr. Otia, move on. Yeah.
Someone is asking English communication.
No, we don't have English communication. Communication, I mean, is an area by itself. So unless you want to take a bachelor's in communication studies, which is in a different department and even a different faculty of business and communication studies. So that one we don't have. Our units in a subject have had that Kiswahili 16 units. Yes, the units are the courses, the respective courses. Each of the courses, for example, Kiswahili, you will be required to take 16 units. Each of those other subjects is 16 units. Those units, or what we are calling courses, you'll take them per semester. Every semester, you'll have at least 1, 2, 3, depending, but normally 2 courses for each of the subjects. So for example, if you're taking Kiswahili and geography, you will have 2 units in Kiswahili, 2 units in geography this semester, plus the other subjects, I mean, the other courses in education, you know, what you call university courses, etc. So please note that for the one who is asking that. Now, somebody is saying, Yvonne Mwendwa, I wish to change my course from Bachelor of Education Early Childhood to Bachelor of Education Arts, Maths, Business. That is okay. Please write to the registry and also to the HOD for advice on how you can do that. Yvonne, the change is okay. It's allowed if you want to make those changes. Please just write an email to the HOD. We'll communicate effectively on that. Special education with it. I don't know what special, Zawadi, I'm not sure what you mean by special education with it. Is it IT or with it? If you mean special education with IT, special needs education, you must have 2 teaching subjects. So you can take, for example, maths and IT, but you're in special needs education. But please note, even in that case, you must have done computer science at Form 4 level, or you had done physics and gotten a C+ and above for you to do IT. So please note that. I don't know, maths only, no, you can't take maths only. We don't have double maths. In fact, by the way, let me also communicate this. As far as TSC is concerned, and if you don't want to get into problems, don't get into a subject where you only have 1 subject, teaching subject. They will not employ you. I think you, for you who may have had some stories sometimes back, where some universities were offering a double mathematics, for example, or what they called zoology and botany, and those students had to go back to the universities like KU, for example, to take another subject for them to be employed by TSC. So please note, this is a requirement by TSC. You must have 2 teaching subjects. It's only English that is combined with the literature in this case. And because of the number of, the units, the lessons that you take, students take in English, so you have enough workload when you go to teach in high school, for instance. I don't know, I think we are almost finishing.
As we finish, yes. Dr. Mwangi.
Yes, Dr. Otuya.
I just want also to encourage those who are here and they are taking early childhood we offer.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's offered. So early childhood is there. So please don't change because you want to change. It's there. It's offered. So please note it's there. Yeah, it's there. Please note that. Now, I think we have addressed the question of registration. We have said registry is the one registering you, the unit. The only thing you need to do is log into your portal to see whether your units are registered. Okay, so somebody else is doing, but as we go on the next semesters, it is you to book the units yourself as an individual. So you register and all that. Sign language, no, you don't take sign language on its own. If you're doing special needs, you'll take a course in a basic course as far as sign language is concerned, as one of the units there. If you choose to take the HI as the specialization. I don't know. I think there are too many questions. I don't know whether we can spend the whole day here answering. I think I would suggest this. We are still open. You can write emails to us, or you can call or text. We'll be able to answer those questions so that we don't spend all the time here, unless it's a very burning question. Okay, Yvonne is asking whether kindly may you share the email of the HOD. Dr. Otuya, maybe you could rewrite it again on the chat. Dr. Otuya, your email address and Carol's as well. Okay, so it's already shared. Somebody has already shared it. Carol has already shared. Carol Ambua, if you can check Yvonne, the email is there. So please just check on that. David, we have already said how you register. Registry is doing that. Now, George or Chaco, you are not locked out to pay fees. So you can pay fees. You are not locked out. Now, a trimester, explain how a trimester is done. A trimester means a duration of 15 weeks, where you have 13 weeks of studies and 2 weeks for exam. So what that means is that you're starting your trimester now, September, it will end in December. The next one will start in January, it will end in April. The other one will start in May, it will end in August. That's a trimester. So it means 3 sessions in a year, so to speak, or 3 terms, just almost the same way the school term runs. Bachelor of Arts in Translation Studies, please, that is not in the Faculty of Social Sciences. So who is asking about the Translation Studies? It's in the Faculty of Theology. So maybe he was logged in the wrong one, I'm not sure. Please, Lois, Vivian, that Translation Study is supposed to be in the Theology, unless you are changing to another program under Social Sciences. Dr. Otuya, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say that it's good for the government-sponsored students to know that they normally have May semester, sometimes May, the semester, they what is it called?
Oh, it's a holiday. It's a holiday for them. Thank you. It's a holiday. It's a holiday, and I think it's very important. Thank you, Dr. Otuya. Now, if you are a government-sponsored student, the government pays for you what we would call 2 semesters. Let me use the word semester now. That means in a year, you'll only attend January to April, for example, or maybe let me talk about September to December, and then January to April. Your 1 year ends. May to August is not paid for by the government. So you'll be on holiday, what you call the long holiday. And then you come back in September to December. But sometimes we interchange different programs to attend the May to August so that we're able to cater for numbers, particularly when we come in for face-to-face sessions. Because of numbers in the university, especially particularly in Limuru, we ensure that we cater for some numbers. For instance, there will be some people who will be on holiday for between January and April. And this happens even for education students. Some of you will be on holiday between January to April, except the group that is taking, the group that is taking teaching practice and a few others. So again, that will communicate. But not every 1 year, 1 calendar year, January to December, you should have taken 2 semesters during that year. And then you have a holiday, 1 holiday. We'll communicate because these are nitty-gritties that we need to explain. I may not be able to explain right now, but every academic year, you have 2. Out of the trimesters, you have 2 of them, assuming everything worked well and you've studied for all those. Somebody was asking something to do with I can't remember, whether we have BEd in Nairobi campus. Please note, BEd education units are only, courses are only offered, programs rather, are only offered in Limuru, Machakos, and Nakuru. We don't have them in Nairobi campus at the moment. So the one who was asking. Dr. Otuya, I think we can end it here now.
Excuse me.
Yes, that is who? Dennis? Who is asking? Derek. What is the question?
So, how does one register for the subjects one wish to take?
What do you mean by subjects? Courses or teaching subjects, or which subjects?
Yeah, teaching subjects.
Okay, what program are you taking? Let me ask that first.
Geography, Kiswahili.
So that's BEd. Now, as I've said at the beginning, this semester, registry is registering for you. Okay. Later on, you are the one to book. You log into your portal and you'll book the units from there. Okay. Once they are logged in, every semester you'll be doing that. But for now, registry is doing for you. So don't worry about that. You'll get to learn about it and ICT will be training on those bits of how you log in and register.
Okay, thank
so
you.
don't worry so much about that. Yes, but please note you log into your portal to get to know the units that have been booked for you. Okay. Somebody was saying, excuse me, I don't know who it is.
Me, Peyon.
Okay, yes, go on, John.
I needed to change my career.
To who? To what? From what to what?
I'm doing science, technology, and I need to change to education. How do I go about it?
Okay, you need to write to the HOD, please. Write to the HOD with all your details, indicating what program you are admitted and the current registration number that you have. And then the HOD now will advise you on the process that you and approve for that to be undertaken, so that is taken. Because your details need to be taken by registry. Eventually, they'll end up at KUCCPS as we make returns. I hope that is clear, Pion.
Yeah.
So write to the HOD. Thank you.
I have a burning question here.
Okay.
I
That
paid
is
my
who?
school
Naman.
fees and it's not this Naman. I would like to ask that I paid my school fees and it's not reflected on my student portal. What may be the problem?
Have you gotten a receipt from the university? Is there a receipt that you've gotten, any communication from finance? Because that's a question I may not be able to answer right now. You paid via what?
I paid via M-Pesa.
Sorry?
M-Pesa.
Naman, you paid via what?
I paid via M-Pesa.
Okay, now it will be any money that you pay and you've provided you've paid and it shows it has come to St. Paul's University, it will be reflected. Okay, it will be reflected.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be done. If you are paid, it will be reflected.
I have a question.
But in case there's a delay, please, you can still consult with details, with your details, and then we'll be able to ask in case it delays, but I know it's in the process.
I have a question.
Just before that question, Dean.
Sorry?
Hello?
Yes?
Dr.
Yes,
Mangi.
Yes, Dr. Otu, I can hear you.
Yeah, there's a student who is asking whether they will choose subjects next semester.
No,
Maybe
teaching
just
subjects, you
clarify.
choose them. If you're taking any subjects you mean by teaching subjects, you select them from the very beginning. You must know your teaching subjects when you are starting, right now. So not next semester, it's right now, because you must start taking your teaching subjects right now. So please note you select them immediately. Okay, it's immediately, it's not thereafter, it's immediately. By the way, Dr. Otuya, that reminds me, for the cases of booking, how are they selecting the subject? Maybe I need clarification on that bit. Did we put in mechanisms for that through the way we were doing it the other time, through Carol? Dr. Otuya?
I think I'll need to clarify with the registry how they are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I will follow up.
Okay, but meanwhile, in case there's any challenge and any problem, please write to those emails you've said in terms of your teaching subject so that we can cross-check. Even if we'll have so many emails, I think you would rather deal with it right now in case there's no mechanism, because we need to know, you need to select your teaching subject right away, right now, not thereafter. It's right now before you begin even classes. Okay. HOD's email was shared. Please, Kevin Muiruri, please, it was shared earlier on, and already even Caro has already shared it again. Registry's email. Now, Caro, what do you, Caro, please, the registry email, please just type it for registry, because I don't want to speak it for those who want to communicate to the registry. Yeah, so you can note, Caro has already typed the registry's email, registry-lemuru-campus@spu.ac.ke. So note that. Okay, I think we end it here, Dr. Otuya, unless there's another issue that we may not have addressed. Isaac Moremi, please, I've said, please write an email to Caro Wambua, c.wambua@spu.ac.ke or p.otuya@spu.ac.ke to indicate the subject you are taking. and that question you're asking. So we'll be able to respond to you specifically.
I have a question.
Okay, so I think we leave it. Okay, who is that? Joel. Gay, yes?
Okay, can you take maybe the education course and then your company with a short course?
Which short course?
Maybe CPA.
Now, please note, those two are distinct courses. For us, as a university, we'll be interested in the program you're undertaking in the university. So if you're able to arrange your own timings and you're able to attend to another course differently, because people do that, that's your responsibility. But for us, we'll be looking at the course which you are undertaking. But my advice is this: unless you're sure of yourself in terms of managing your time and all that, I will not advise you take two programs at the same time, but that depends on you. But for us, we are only interested in the program you registered at SPU. The rest, you can do it at your own time, maybe at different times. So Joel, I hope I've answered. I think I leave it at this point. Merab, I think we may not be able to answer everything. Please, you can write to us. We'll be able to respond to any other things that maybe we've not been able to respond or that may come into your mind. We'll be able to respond. Merab?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Suleiman.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Otuya, for that wonderful job. The presentation has been elaborate. You've taken time to respond to questions. But again, our students, if you still have questions, they've given you the contacts, so you can still reach them or reach the other university offices for help. So I'm sure we'll be comfortable as classes start, because we've attended the session, we know how to seek for help, so we'll be able to settle in for the learning. About the portals, don't worry. ICT assured us that by next week, portals will be up and about and you'll be able to access. So I think it is well. So thank you very much, students, for your patience as well and for your participation. I believe it has been a good session. Thank you, Irene, too, for helping us with the projection and being there even to respond to some of the questions. I think we can end on that note. And I would request Dr. Otuya, if you can close for us with a word of prayer. That would be nice.
Merab.
Dr. Otuya?
Hello, Merab. Merab?
Yes?
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
I'm saying Anne is here and she has been quiet. Can we give her a chance to talk?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Is it only Anne who is around?
Oh,
maybe
okay,
a lecturer who is around? Yeah. Anne, please just say hi to all of us and the students in particular. Anne Dungu. Anne Dungu, if you can hear me.
Mother.
Anne Dungu. I don't think she's able to hear us unless there's a problem. Dr. Otuya, maybe for the sake of students, Anne Dungu is one of the lecturers in the faculty based in Nakuru campus and is also an assistant dean of students as well. Okay, so I think Merab, we can go on. I don't know.
Fine. So I was to pray.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I think maybe Anne. Yes, please.
Let us pray. Our Father, we thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you, dear Lord, for this far you have taken us. We bless you that you have given us opportunity to have a session with our new students in the Faculty of Social Sciences. Lord, we bless you for the gift of bringing to us these students. And we pray that as they begin their academic journey, you will go before them. May you watch over them as they join this new environment. May you instruct them and just teach them so that as they start, they will go through successfully and attain their desires of their hearts. Lord, we appreciate you for this wonderful session and we pray that you will bless us together, and for the staff, you will help us to meet the needs and the desires that these students have to attain their goals. Lord, we bless you and worship you. Receive the glory and the honor. For it is in Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.
Amen.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you.